You created a prison, so where's the key? It started off in the most innocent of ways. When you're a young child, the most normal thing to do is to learn how to please your parents, your teachers, your siblings, those around you. Everything is about no, no, no. Then when you do something right, they say, yes, you're good. You got my approval. Then at a certain point, you're told, oh, go and live your life making yourself happy. But all of your training has been pleasing other people. That's where you get your value. It's something that stays with us for so long. And guess what? It never really goes away. And it shouldn't totally go away, but you should start to get some real insight into how to best deal with it. I remember a long time ago, I was sitting on a beach on the island of Kauai, and I had just started a business. I was 20 years old, and I was thinking to myself, I wonder how the people back home are thinking about me. And all of a sudden it hit me like a bolt of lightning, a major event in my life that really shifted my thinking. I realized that there's absolutely no such thing as the people back home. I know I'm not the only one that does this. In fact, we create a whole civilization inside of our brain. If you think about it, you have certain people in your lives that you reward and you put on a pedestal. Other ones you put them in jail. Other ones you bring to court. And you say, well, they did this to me and I think this and they shouldn't have done that, and you make them wrong. And by the way, when you make somebody wrong, you put them in a deep freeze. And then when you get back to them, they're still in the same position where you made them wrong. We have this complete internal civilization. And the funny part is, it's completely delusional in the fact that it's all self-invented. It's not true. It's just something that we've made up to learn to manage life. Now, I understand there's people that are toxic and you want to avoid them. I got it. But we live from that internal dialogue. And when you do that, it's a prison because it's totally self-generated with all of your prejudices and your influences. Now, how do you deal with it? The first step is realizing that you have it. I remember also about 2 or 3 years later, I had another one of those amazing things happen that changed my life forever. I had created a business, had done really well. I thought I was absolutely amazing. My ego was huge. I was 23, 24 maybe. And I had sold the business. And I had thought, oh, well, I can create another business. That's easy. Spent the money, was dead broke. And I got a job. And the job that I got was at a video arcade place. People would give me dollars, and I would give them quarters, and then they would play video games. This is obviously about 40 years ago. And I spent an inordinate amount of time constantly worried about who was going to come in. I wrote down all the names of the people that I thought of when I asked myself, who are you afraid that is going to walk in? Now, before I did this, I didn't have a single person. I had, again, that conglomeration, that idea, like a software package, and I just called it people I don't want to have come in. I didn't think of individuals. So then I made myself think of individuals. And then I looked at the list and I said, what do they all have in common? And the funny thing is, what they all had in common was there were people that I didn't really like. People that I had terminated, and I didn't want them to see me in this position. And I thought, this is really very strange. I am all worried and worked up and nervous and concerned about what people that I don't even like would think if they even came in, which no one ever did, by the way. So I think that this is such an important thing for you to realize, that we create this internal prison. And it's a prison because it's not based in reality, and it's based in our own conjecture. And it holds us in a certain way of being. But when you really realize that, and I invite you to explore your own internal civilization. And where's the key? Just like in The Wizard of Oz, you've had the key all along because you are the one who invented it, you're the one who's living it, you're the one who continues to create it. I made up a saying, the problem with Western civilization is we consider disillusioned a negative. An illusion is something that's not true. We say, oh, I'm disillusioned with my relationship, I'm disillusioned with my job. I got to go out and find another illusion. What about actually having it be the truth? And the truth is, you have made up this whole thing inside of your head about the way that people are. And just like with Dorothy and the shoes, you've had the power all along to transform it. Do I think it'll go away? I don't really think it'll go away. But the first step to actually having some true, meaningful change is to be able to know that it's self-invented. Then you can kind of play with it. You can give it more power, you can reduce some power, and that's where the key is. So the key is realization that it's 100% your invention.